In August of 2003, I experienced some pain in my breast, and I contacted my gynecologist, and he sent me to get a mammogram, ultrasound, and a biopsy. Neither one of them detected a cancer. Therefore, actually, the surgeon told me I was fine. Everything was good. That I was aging, and because I was aging, my breast was becoming dense. I contacted my gynecologist because my pain persisted and like the knot was growing. And so he encouraged the surgeon to go ahead and remove it. So they actually found out on the table doing surgery. They called me on the 16th. So really, they found out like a couple of days before. But on the September the 16th, they called me. And actually, the cancer center called me by mistake. They was calling me to schedule my consultation with the oncologist, and I told them they had the wrong Annie Simmons. At the time, my name was Annie Simmons. And I told them they had the wrong Annie Simmons because the surgeon never called me back with the results. They realized that I didn't know what they were talking about. So they asked me to call the surgeon. I called the surgeon, and he said, yes, you do have breast cancer. He says it's stage 3. Really, after that, I had no clue of what he said. It just went numb. So I called the cancer center back, and they scheduled me in like that Friday. And I went in, I had a consultation, and chemo started like 2 weeks later. I was 36, my first diagnosis. And it was like, I was shocked because I never heard it. I heard of cancer, but it was not normal in my family. High blood pressure and diabetes is normal in my family. So it was just a shocker. And then, of course, why me? What's going to happen? When they told me what they're going to do with chemo, and he says the chemo would take your hair out. And I just went crazy. Like my hair, I never had my hair cut. I was growing this hair. It was thick. It was beautiful that I thought of. And all of a sudden now that I'm going to lose my hair. So superficial. I was worried about my hair. And then once it started, it was horrible. I'm here to tell you, it's horrible. It took my fingernails off, my toenails out. Of course, I had kinky sores, and it took all the hair, even my little mustache was gone. But it was horrible. It was sick. I lost a lot of weight the first 90 days, and coming to the second quote unquote round of chemo, I started gaining a little weight. So after my first chemo was over, I had started at like 150 pounds, and I was down to like 110. So I lost a lot of weight because I was very, very sick. My second diagnosis came in 2011. I was for a regular mammogram, but this particular time, because of my cancer one detective under the mammogram, the ultrasound, and the biopsy, they end up doing the BSGI mammogram, where you sit in the little chair, and then they do the dye injection. The dye went straight to the cancer. So at that point, I was in stage 2, same thing. The oncologist came in and said, we're sorry that you have cancer, and now you're in stage 2, and we're going to consult with the other oncologists to see what we'll be doing. Same thing, I had the surgery, I had 6 months of chemo and 90 days of radiation. 2 years after my second diagnosis in 2011, so in 2013 into 2014, they did a genetic testing. So they found out that they have no clue I had cancer twice. I did have a vitamin D deficiency in my body. My iron was low in my body. They said if you have a lot of vitamin D, the cancer would not grow, the cells would not grow. So they contributed that as a factor. I was healthy, I wasn't obese or anything, so a lot of times they equate cancer with being obese. So at the time I wasn't. Now it's just pretty much I have to go every 90 days. I have to have 2 mammograms. I go the beginning of the year and the end of the year. The first one is a regular mammogram, and the second one is a BSGI. First of all, I would tell anybody I was persistent at that. My body, I knew my body, and I knew that it was not normal for my body. So I really believe if I want to stay on that particular surgery and say, hey, is something wrong? Because he kept the ultrasound biopsy mammogram. It was like, it's nothing there. You're getting older. All I knew, it was something different, and I never felt it because I never had lumpy breast. So first of all, I would say be persistent. Do your research about any and everything. Again, I don't have a family history or cancer, so it's something I had to read up on and ask questions, and then they decide to go ahead and have the surgery. So I was in my stage 3 of breast cancer. I think if I wouldn't have was persistent and pushing him to take it out, I don't think I would be here today. Some advice I give with those who still in the fight is to have a great support system. My caregivers was my daughter. And my first diagnosis, she was 18, and my son was 14 at Sackville. She was a woman. She was 26. But my caregivers, I had great family and friends. My daughter, my husband, of course, my son. They were there to encourage me, because going through chemo, cancer itself, you need someone to encourage you to get up and fight. Well, working the gift of life gave me actually a sense of giving back. I believe that it's a second chance, actually the third chance of me coming, because during the breast cancer, I also had 2 blood clots. So I was in the hospital for 2 blood clots, which one was near my heart. Working with Gift of Life, especially with the babies or in the mothers, preventing infant mortality, it gave me a sense of giving back to the community and helping in that particular way. Waking up in the morning, this is the day the Lord has made. I will be glad and rejoice in it. So Psalms, I still say that to this day. I say it. I thank God going to bed. I have affirmation all over my house. They in my bathroom, they on my computer, they on my phone, they in my car. So I picked something, the scriptures that resonated with me, the songs that resonated with me, and I play them all the time. I still get discouraged now because I have met a lot of women going through it at the same thing that I was going through cancer. They're no longer here. So I kind of get discouraged, but then I'm grateful that I am here and I'm continuing to fight and tell my story. My saying is, I thank God I'm here to tell my own story. I don't want nobody to tell my story. I want to be able to tell my own story. So I said, my little saying every day is, she's still here to tell the story.